All right, let's call to order for the planning board meeting today. Has everybody had a chance to look at the agenda?
Move to approve.
Second.
All those in favor of?
Aye.
Aye. Item number 3, approval of minutes from December the 5th.
Move to approve.
Second.
All those in favor of?
Aye.
All right.
Doing good.
I'm going to see if I can set a record. All right, so the fourth item on the agenda is the public hearing zoning map amendment. Norris Max Clubb is applied to rezone tax lot pin 9678-78 9474, which is 1910 U.S. Highway 70, currently zoned single-family residential district R1 to commercial service district CS. Debbie, would you like to?
Yes, sir. This property is 1.27 acres located on US 70 highway. It's just west of the intersection of Warren Wilson College Road. The surrounding area is residential and various commercial uses, including a car dealership, a gas station, and offices. The zoning would be consistent with the Buncombe County Land Use Plan, as the plan update indicates that CS is primarily intended to provide suitable locations for clustered commercial development to encourage concentration of commercial activity in those areas specified with access to major traffic arterials. This property is adjacent on both the east and the west to CS zoning, and the parcel that is just east was rezoned to CS earlier this year. That was Barbara Cooper Moore's rezoning. The requested zoning would not be detrimental to owners, adjacent neighbors, and the surrounding community, as it is consistent with the developing commercial area along this section of US 70, and the planning department recommends approval of the request. Thank you.
Would you like to come up and say something? Yeah.
Now, right now, there's zoning on both sides of this property, and I just bought the property a few weeks ago. And on the east and west of this property is already commercial. So this kind of sits out there like a little island by itself, and had an old house, thought it was falling in, and an old barn. Wasn't nothing but a rat's nest, so I'm having it all cleaned up. And the building and the house and everything torn down and cleaned up. They're doing it now, trying to get it to look halfway decent. The neighbors are really happy about it, you know, because it's such an eyesore. So I don't know what I'm going to do with it yet, but I'm just trying to get it cleaned up and be a good neighbor right now and see what happens later on. I built a mini warehouse years ago on up the road there, Clubb Mini Storage on the right between 70 and the railroad. But I doubt if I'm going to do that again, because we're getting so many of them, I don't think I'm going to build another one. But anyway, that's I've looked at that, but I don't think I'm going to do that. So I don't know what I'm going to do with it as of yet, you know. I just want to get it looking decent and cleaned up.
All right. And what your name again is?
Clubb. I go by Max, but
Max Clubb.
Norris Max on here. Never name a kid two names like that and call him by the middle name, because that's so confusing. You know? I was in the service. You can't believe how confusing that is. Everybody calling you Norris, and my mother's the only one that ever called me that. So always name your children and call them by the first name, please. That's aggravating. Anyway, I go by Max anyway.
Okay, thanks, Max.
Any more public comment?
Yeah, is there any more public comment? Okay. And please state your name.
Certainly.
When,
I'm Tammy Ruckman. I own the property on Yow Drive, which is directly behind and to the east of Mr. Clubb's property. I just want to register my concern about this area in front of us. The car wash, there then is a gas station, there's a residential house next to it, then there's a car lot, and then I believe Mr. Clubb's property is next to that. We're directly behind. Yow is a tiny cul-de-sac of the development that's next to us. We're kind of an afterthought, and we get a lot of light from the car wash and the convenience store there. We get a lot of traffic trying to come down our property onto 70. We're a cul-de-sac and you can't go through there, but people come down all the time looking. We get some noise pollution from that corner. I just want to register our concern. Mr. Clubb says he does not yet have an idea of what he's going to put on that property. Several of us at the very end of Yow are concerned about what's going to go there. We're a residential street. We've got lots of kids, and we're very close. It doesn't look it on the map, but when you're out there, we're very close to that corner. And we're kind of an afterthought of that development. We don't exactly belong. It shows on the map and all that we're part of that development, but we're really separated from it. I don't know if you've been out there and seen it, but I just want to register our concern for the neighbors on Yow Drive, that we know what's going on and that we have some input into it. Thank you all.
okay, thank you. Dee Dee.
I'm familiar with that piece of property because I live in Swannanoa and I pass by it frequently. And actually, I stop there pretty regularly in the spring because that's where the strawberry man parks his truck. So, and it also, of course, has, or did have until this morning, a good collection of dye plants. One of the things, like this lady here, I see that to get where I think to get to her house, if she lives at 902 or 90, yeah, there's a little dirt road that turns up through there to get to the houses up behind there. And one of the things that all that vegetation did right there down by the highway was to protect them from the highway noise. There was a lot of, it wasn't what people think of upper class landscaping, but it was privet and sumac and a lot of different things that I noticed because they're dye plants and I'm a natural dyer. And to me, the other thing those plants do, and I think I see this a lot up and down Highway 70, is people they think they're improving their lot, and so they cut all that stuff down. And what that stuff does, any kind of green stuff, is taking in carbon dioxide and giving off oxygen. And it's helping to hold the water in the soil, and it's helping to preserve the two things that are very important to our county. One is the clean air, and one is the clean water. They have just today, they're out there working on that lot, scraping it down to the bare ground. And to me, to do that kind of thing before there's any idea about what's going to happen to the property, and especially because that band of vegetation is a protection from the highway noise for the people who live up behind there. I think to change it to commercial and give a chance of putting something there that would probably really be disturbing to the people that live behind it is not a good idea. Thank you.
Thank you, Dee Dee. Is there any other public comment? Okay. Hearing none, then we'll close that part of the public hearing. And does anybody have a comment on this?
I think that if they move forward with some of the lighting restrictions that we've done, I think Tammy had voiced some concerns about that. If that's going to move forward, that that would help if there was a larger development or commercial piece going in there. And I would encourage Mr. Clubb to work closely with the neighbors because noise would be a factor. And I think sounds like he wants to be a good neighbor, and I think keeping that relationship strong is the key here. Would they have any kind of buffering requirements vegetation-wise if they put a commercial in?
Yes, any commercial development next to residential properties does require buffering.
Okay, thanks. That's all I have to say. I'll make a motion if no one else has anything that we move ahead and approve this. And I find that it's consistent with the map amendment. It's consistent with the Buncombe County Comprehensive Land Use Plan. As the county comprehensive land use plan update indicates that CS is primarily intended to provide suitable location for clustered commercial development, encourage concentration of commercial activity in those specific areas with access to major traffic arterials, and to discourage strip commercial development, which I think is key here, and allow for suitable non-commercial uses. The proposed amendment will be consistent as surrounding areas have a concentration of commercial activity along major arterial, and it would be reasonable and in the interest of the adjacent neighbors as the surrounding areas concentration of commercial activity along a major traffic arterial.
Second.
I wanted to make one real quick comment before we vote. And just over the last couple months, we've been working on a lighting ordinance, which is going to govern commercial developments. So, in particular, light pollution or pollution that would, light that would shine off the properties is going to be restricted. So that's any new commercial development, if the commissioners move ahead and approve this next month, which we think they will, would be governed with the new cutoff lightings that a lot of areas have done. So it should help with that light pollution. Any other comments? All right. So all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? All right, 5-0. All right. So we'll close that. Item number 4, and then the last item on our agenda before adjournment is public comment. Is there any additional public comment? Hearing none, do I have a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? No. All right. Under 15 minutes.
That is a record, I believe.